Hello everybody, welcome to another vanilla scripting tutorial. Today we're going to be learning how you can add more serpents to Valheim. Maybe you've put yourself in dire situations, waiting for that day that you find a serpent again, just like the glorious days that you remember of getting ganked by serpents on rafts, just like the videos of yore. But alas, you come back home with no serpent meat in your hold, nothing to eat, no stew for tomorrow. So I'm gonna show you a better way to do it. Because, believe it or not, there's fish in this water. That's right, if you take a dip underneath, you will see that there's all of these little fishes that spawn around the player. So, we can make these spawns, serpents. This way, we can find serpents everywhere there's fish, instead of just having to brave out in the ocean at night during a thunderstorm for a chance of possibly finding some of that delicious meat. And something that's lovely about the fish in Valheim is that they're already categorized by biome, right? As you can see, certain fish show up in certain places. And we'll be able to use this to control where the serpents show up. Because yeah, let's be real, as much as I'm for serpents everywhere, I know that people don't really want serpents on the shores of the meadows, but serpents on the shores of everywhere else, that's more reasonable. So let's take a look at these fishes here. What kind of fish do we want to look at? If we want to stay away from putting serpents in the meadows, so let's avoid these fish. But here we have ocean. I'm just gonna focus on a few of these fish. And you know what's really cool? Bone maw serpents. I love bone maw serpents. Maybe you'll like bone maw serpents too. There's nothing quite like getting your boat blown up by a bone maw serpent explosion that you didn't even know was there. Or turning your back to the ocean and just looking peacefully forward as you implode with no idea what was even there to shoot the explosion. Bone maw serpents. So we're going to be putting normal serpents in most places, and then on the coasts of the Mistlands, they're going to get some bone maw serpents. And of course, you are free to just not add bone maw, that's fine too. The advantage of this script is that it's quite simple, and you don't actually need any data for it. So we're going to open up our expand prefabs YAML and get started. Here's our expand prefabs YAML. Let's just scroll to the bottom of it here. So we're going to be doing two things here. I've already commented them. We're going to be adding more serpents to the ocean, and then also adding bone maw serpents to the Mistland shores. The game already spawns fish, so all we have to do is make it so that sometimes when a fish spawns, it becomes something else. We'll start with tuna and coral cod, because these are both fish that spawn in the ocean. We need to find their IDs. In this case, tuna is fish 3, and coral cod is fish 8. So that means that all we have to do is go prefab, and then fish 3, and also fish 8. Okay, we're gonna do a double prefab here. Ooh, fancy. Type create, and that's it, pretty much. When the fish 3 or the fish 8 is created, it's gonna spawn a serpent. Okay? However, we need to be a little bit careful here. Because what about when a player loots a fish? Well, if they throw it out of their inventory, they're going to create it. And I don't want that to turn into a serpent right in front of them, right? That's no bueno. So here we're going to go banned objects, and then player, comma, 4. That way, this won't happen if there is a player within 4 meters of this thing getting created. And that should be enough to fix the problem if the fish gets thrown out of their inventory. And so now we have the fishes, they're getting created, but then we need 2 more things. Because there's too many fish in the ocean to turn them all into serpents. So only some of them need to turn into serpents. We're going to handle that with something called a weight, and we're going to go with weight 0.04, okay? And I'll just wing it with 4%, but you might want to increase or decrease this based on your own preferences. So this means that 4% of the time, if there's not a player nearby, it's going to, when one of these fish is created, then what? Well, then it's going to spawn a serpent. And we're just going to do this in the old format, really simple, no custom data or anything fancy. So it's going to spawn the serpent, and then we're just going to remove the original fish, just so that there's not too much clutter. And this also increases the chance that it's then going to spawn another fish later. Now, there is one more part we want to add here, because we can cause some problems by doing this, because we've created a way for serpents to spawn, but nothing that's checking or removing them, right? So let's address that. We're going to make it so that in addition to ignoring players, it's also going to ignore this script if there's a serpent already. So now it's going to ignore this script if there's also a serpent within 30 meters, then none of this will happen. However, because we've now added a second entry into the banned objects, we need to declare the banned objects limit to be 1. Otherwise, it's going to look at both of these, but we don't want that. We want to make sure it stops it if there's a player or a serpent. So that means this has to be 1. And so that should about cover it. Now we have a little bit of protection so we don't get a bunch of serpents spawning in the same spot. But just for the sake of this, I'm actually going to remove the player part just for testing. So I've now saved the file. We can open up our console and see that it has failed to resolve the prefabs. Uh-oh. Well, this is actually quite simple. It's here. It's because these are actually supposed to be capitalized. So now let's see, reloading prefab rules and 3 entries. So now everything's fine. And you're gonna get that kind of issue sometimes. Now, in order to test it, I should just be able to spawn a bunch of fish, and some of them will turn into serpents. So let's take fish 8, and let's spawn fish 8, and we're gonna spawn 100 of them and see what it does. Oh, what did we get? Out of those 100 fish, we got 1 serpent, it looks like, right? So let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do another 100 fish, and what do we get? Oh, it looks like we get nothing. Nothing. Well, that's because the serpent is already present. So here we go. We can change it, right? And we get another serpent. And because of our banned object limit, we get 1 serpent per cluster, right? And that behavior is because of this number here. So it's basically making sure that there's not more than 1 serpent per every 30-meter radius. Make sense? And for our purposes, I'd say that's completely fine. This illustrates our point and makes there be more serpents in the oceans. Also during the daytime instead of just at nighttime. This makes them easier to wrangle. You can adjust this weight here if you want to make it less common, make it like 1%, or even like 0.1%, right? I would recommend something like 4% personally. And that's the gist of it. But I haven't added the bone maw yet, so let's do that one as well, because I think that bone maw have a lot to contribute in all honesty. We're gonna take the same script that we just made here, except I'm going to change it to add bone maw serpents to the Mistlands shores, right? Earlier, we determined that pufferfish is ideal for this because it is located near the Mistlands and also in the ocean. So now what we have to do is change these 2 fishes in order to be fish 12, okay? So here we have the fish, the pufferfish, when it gets created, and there's not a serpent, no, a bone maw serpent nearby, then it's gonna do that. Now, bone maw are crazy. And I don't really want to pit people against 2 bone maw unless you're doing that on purpose. So I'm actually going to up the banned objects limit a bunch and make it 100. And then I'm also going to decrease the chance of it happening and make it only, let's go with 2%. And now we also need to make sure that what's being spawned is actually a bone maw serpent and not a regular one. So let's save our script. Now open our console and we see reloading 4 entries. Awesome, perfect. So now let's fly around. We're gonna go spawn fish 12, and then maybe like we'll go with 10 at a time, right? Boom, look at that. One of them immediately turned into a bone maw. Look at that. And you can see that the bone maw actually fight with the normal serpents. And just for reference, a 2-star serpent is roughly equal to a normal bone maw. But the bone maw usually win because they have ranged attacks, and they're incredibly powerful. And really, especially if you have more serpents, having bone maw in the water outside of the ashlands, for me, I love it. It really adds this element of fear because they're so destructive, and I don't know, maybe I'm just a masochist. But I'm actually kind of surprised that happened so quickly, because we only spawned a couple fish. So let's keep going here. And we should not be able to spawn another bone maw, right? No bone maw, just a bunch of fish. That's good, that's good. But let's go further away, more than 100 meters. And let's try again. Spawn a bunch of fish. What do we get? Nothing, nothing, nothing. And this is more like it. We should not get bone maw every time, because they're very, very dangerous and destructive. So you want to make sure that whatever chance you're using isn't constantly proccing, right? So here we go. This is 2% chance. That's what it felt like to spawn it in groups of 10. Okay? And that's it. That's all you need to do to put the danger back in the ocean and fill it with serpents for you to go slay, acquire, and drown to. If you want to support my work, then consider renting your own dedicated Valheim server at Zap Hosting using my link, JP Valheim. You can check out some of my tutorials that show you how to make your own custom worlds using these altered mechanics with this vanilla scripting world of Expand World prefabs. Additionally, I have a Patreon if you want to check out Path of Magic and you've really been enjoying it. It's a public, free-to-play server that I offer, showing loads of altered Valheim mechanics using this mechanism. And for people who really enjoy that, they seem to enjoy it enough that they want to support me. So if you become one of those people, then you can check out things on Patreon and help support me that way. Alternatively, you could just like the video or watch other Valheim content. Oh, because pretty much that's what's gonna happen. Bone Maw is gonna blow you up if you don't watch the video, okay? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!